Alright, so crash course and oops all spells before we dive into this league. This deck's really weird. So, how this deck wins is you need to generate 4 mana to execute your combo. We need 4 mana from our free mana sources, and then we cast Undercity Informer or Balustrade Spy in order to flip our entire deck into our discard pile. Then, once our entire deck is in our discard pile, all of our Narcomoebas come into play. And then we sacrifice 3 of those Narcomoebas to dread return Underworld Cerberus to play. And then Underworld Cerberus says, when this dies, exile it, and then all players return all creatures from their graveyard to their hand. And we kill this by using Cabal Therapy to sacrifice it, because this went into our bin when we milled our whole deck. Then this trigger returns Simian Spirit Guide, Elvish Spirit Guide, Wild Cantor to make any color mana we want, and Laboratory Maniac to our hand. So we use Spirit Guides and Cantor to cast Laboratory Maniac. Then this Underworld Cerberus also returns Street Wraith to our hand, and then we cycle a Street Wraith while we have a Laboratory Maniac in play and win the game. No, you can't just kill the Laboratory Maniac in response, because we'll just cycle another Street Wraith in response to that. So, without further ado, who's ready to burn 120 play points to the ground? Look, you must be new here, Dimmer Spy. Let's call it Dimmer Spy. We're not gonna fix how we pronounce things. You're just gonna be sad. And we could do all of that often on the first turn of the game. So let's just dive right. If you've never seen this meme before, yeah, there we go. There's the first buckle up. There's gonna be a lot of buckle ups in chat here this evening. Oh no. Okay, so for those of you that are taking notes and you want to play oops all spells yourselves, win the die roll. That's very, very important. You want to make sure you win the die roll. So, like, part of my problem with the current format isn't even that Teamer is, this hand is 1, 2, 3. This hand has a turn 1 kill with Pact of Negation up. So don't Thoughtseize me, opponent. And hopefully I can kill you through a counter. I can kill them through 1 counter spell here. So our opponent can have 1 counter spell and we'll still win the game. Just to set the expectations where they need to be. Any tips on how to win the die roll? Practice, practice, practice. I think I actually want to cycle this Manamorphose because it can hit 1 more piece of mana, which lets us play around to daze. That way we can beat daze plus something else. Your Narcomoeba, that's said. Alright, please only have 1 piece of interaction, opponent. Oh, we could draw the... Drawing the Cerberus is fine because it lets us... Drawing Cerberus, we can Cabal Therapy out of our hand. There's 2 Cabal Therapies in our deck. Sweet Force of Will, opponent. It'd be a damn shame if I were to combo kill you anyways. This is my deck. My deck is amazing. This is my deck. My deck is amazing. So we flip our deck out. Trigger these Narcomoebas. Always yield. Yes, come into play. Yes, come into play. Yes, come into play. Pop my hand out here real quick. I love when we start off a meme strong like this. Just so the non-believers can get with it. And this is the important part. For those of you that have never seen the combo before, when you sacrifice the Underworld Cerberus, the Cabal Therapy, it's important that you name Abandon Hope. Just to let your opponent know what they should be doing right now. Just Abandon Hope. Sweet, sweet blue deck you got there, opponent. Jace, Terminus. Man, those cards are really, really good. Some really powerful Magic the Gathering cards you have there, opponent. You don't lose to spot removal. You just cycle another Street Wraith in response. You weren't here for the lesson earlier. Cycle Street Wraith. If they try to kill this in response, cycle another Street Wraith in response. Alright, begin sideboarding. Here's the real question. Do Miracles decks play Surgical Extraction usually? This is something that you need to know with this deck. You need to know all of the graveyard hate that every deck in the format plays if you want to play this deck properly. You can't beat triple removal spell. Alright, Miracles. They usually play 2 Surgical Extractions. Alright, so this means we board into the sideboard plan here. So we cut the graveyard combo and we board in a bunch of Pacts and Hive Minds and some City of Traitors. So bring in these 15 cards, board out these 15 graveyard cards, and this plan is much more difficult to combo with, which is why it's in the sideboard. But this plan dodges Surgical Extractions and Fairy Macabres and stuff like that. Alright, what does this hand do? It's got 1 mana, 2 mana. This is not an extra mana, so this is 3 mana. Plus a cycle. Yeah, I could probably keep this. It's got a Pact into 2 and the Hive Mind. We get spoils into a Dark Ritual here, probably. Cabal Therapy is not bad. That's a Dark Ritual. Man, what do I want to do here? A couple different things we could do. I could just, like, play City and pass, right? Who likes playing City and passing? I could also put spoils under the Chrome Mox and Cabal Therapy them. I don't have any mana to cast the Cantor with, unfortunately. I could also put the Therapy under the Chrome Mox and spoils for... I like therapying them. I like City Go. I think I just want to go City Go. I want to give them a chance to, like, draw more cards. Another Dark Ritual. Alright, so... I need a way to get my starter into play. I think I want to do this and put the Spoils of the Vault under it. Yeah, I think Opps has a lower self-failure rate, is what it comes down to. There's 2 blue packs in the main. I just named Force of Will here, right? Yeah, Flusterstorm. Okay. Probably gonna see a Snapcaster Mage get flashed in here. Nope. Okay. They have a Brainstorm in their hand too. I almost named Flusterstorm too, just because that's the word I'm searching for. They like kept a hand and like they didn't do anything in response to that, so opponent chose not to shuffle. That's kind of scary. It's a Summoner's Pact. Yeah, I need a blue starter, right? I guess this is technically a starter, but then I have to pay for it next turn, so I think I'm just gonna pass for now. There's a chance my opponent just like Jace's next turn. Yeah, they could. That's exactly what could happen too. They left Swords to Plowshares in their deck, so they think they can interact with my combo on the axis of Swords to Plowshares, which is interesting. Another Summoner's Pact. Alright, so I could Pact. I'm gonna pass one more time here, because this is like the turn they could play Jace, right? Okay, I just want to like draw one more piece of mana here. I do have enough mana, but I want them to kind of like put the shields down a little bit. Sure, Jace resolves. Get me, sure. Put a card on top. Hopefully it's a piece of mana. That is correct. Fluster cannot hit Hive Mind. Can't hit Hive Mind, can't hit Wild Cantor. Ooh, that's a pretty good draw, actually. I'm gonna cast this. Cast this. Get this. Cast this. Cast this. Yeah, I need this to make blue mana is the issue. So I need this Summoner's Pact to... I need this Summoner's Pact to, and now they have Flusterstorm to beat us. That's unfortunate. So we need them to not draw the force there. Maybe I could have... Yeah, we should have Manamorphosed. Yeah, I think so. But the problem is they could have Flusterstormed that, but like maybe the line was just hope they were bad. So the line is like, the question here is like, am I supposed to hope they're bad, or am I supposed to hope they didn't draw the force? And I think we're supposed to hope they didn't draw the force, right? Yeah, but then I would have been able to like pact, and then they'd have 2 packs to pay for. But I guess they could pay for the blue pact, right? Do I board back into the other plan for this game? I think so. I think I go back into this because it's just easier on the play. Cut a Narcomoeba. Cut a Cabal Therapy, leaving these Pact of Negations. I think that's what I want to do. It's a little greedy, but I think I want to go greedy on the play. This is 1, 3. Yeah, this is a combo, right? Oh, wait, I have this therapy in my hand. Probably need to cast that. Double force. God, Alright, we're done. This opponent has the fucking nuts. We're dead. For those that didn't catch that, it was force, 2 blue card, surgical extraction. You know, sometimes your memes are just dreams and you don't get to run them out. We could have taken slightly different lines in that second game, potentially to play around the force and like hope they induce a mistake, but I think I'm pretty happy with how I played that match. Well, so like part of the problem is, Bob, is that like I'm trimming in order to. Well, how much mana does this hand make? It makes. It's 1, 2, 3, and a redraw. Yeah, this is probably a keep. We're on the draw as well. I installed Hex. I did a tutorial, part of the campaign, coming from background of Magic, so I want to jump right into Construct, but I didn't know the best way to do that. The best way to jump right into Constructed is just go buy a cheap deck. So Hex is a full buy, sell, trade secondary market, so just buy the deck that you're interested in playing and start playing is honestly the best way. All right, let's cycle this, see what we get. Looking for mana. I need one more piece of mana here. That's a Narcomoeba. That's pretty unlucky. Yeah, so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna put Pact of Negation or put Narcomoeba underneath it. We're gonna pitch this. Do this. Make green black here. Need mana, please. Let's redraw. Need mana, please. That's mana. No, that was the last match. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, my greed is beating us because we drew the Narcomoeba and this Dread Return is in my hand. Shit. Huh. No, I cut the bridge. I went max greed and cut the bridge. Then we don't have enough Narcomoebas because there's a Narcomoeba. We just pass, right? Ancient. Are they playing the Mono Red Storm deck? Well, this certainly has to be a good matchup for us, right? We're way faster than they are on average. We might be dead here, but yep, this is the Mono Red Storm deck. Sweet. Okay, Burning Wish and Seething Song. Yeah, because we drew this Narcomoeba. And this is this and not Balustrade Spy. Awkward. I said this deck has a lower self-failure rate. It definitely still has a self-failure rate. It isn't that I boarded out a Narcomoeba. I boarded out a Narcomoeba in the last match so we could have more Pact of Negations. Okay, to be fair, in my defense, I cut the bridge for an extra Pact of Negation. So there is a non-zero chance that even if we had the bridge in my deck, that it would be in our hand right now, and then we'd still not dead. What is this Mono Red Storm? It's really bad. We've played it on stream. You can check my archives before. It's not good. It's funny though, which is why we played it. It's definitely funny. Talk about decks with high failure rates. The Mono Red Storm deck has a really high failure rate. It plays sweet cards like Hazard's Undying Fury, though. Just search Jeff Hoagland Legacy Mono Red Storm on YouTube. Gamble, Gitaxian Probe, Right of Flame, yep. What's going on, Cousin Vin? The mono red deck's a lot like Spanish Inquisition in that there's a lot of games where you combo, but you don't have certainty when you're comboing off with what you're necessarily going to get. Like my opponent's doing stuff, but there's a chance that like they brick off and don't actually kill me. It's certainly sweet. I wonder if they have the grape shot yet. Pitch to Simian Spirit Guide, sure. Oh, they have a grape shot. Oh, they're just gonna grape shot my guy, right? Oh, that's exactly lethal, JK. All right, I'm just gonna click submit. I don't think they have sideboard graveyard hate in their sideboard, and if they do, more power to them. I'm pretty sure they're just on the raceless plan, and our deck should kill them way more consistently than theirs kills us. We kept kind of a speculative hand that game, and then drew the Narcomoeba to brick off and die. Didn't die to the Pact. You're not wrong. That was certainly a line. I like how everyone in Twitch chats are the same way. Life should have died your own Pact. How much RAM are you using, Magic Online? Almost 2 gigs. Probably need to restart the client soon. That's fine. We're due for a sponsors plug here in a minute anyways. I'll do the old sponsors plug and redo the, reload the old memory leak Aruni. Blue-black reanimator is still decent legacy. No idea, but we're gonna find out. It's on the donation queue, chat. I thought Opps played LED. Some configurations of Opps all spells, or the traditionally accepted sideboard for Opps all spells, is a LED Belcher sideboard. I'm trying out a Hive Mind plan. What does this hand do? Yeah, this hand's lethal, right? It's lethal with a Pact of Negation. We go Petal, Dark Ritual, this, Monkey, this, flip our deck over, do the dance. My opponent considering their hand like their choices matter. Watch them play Leyline of the Void and we just concede. No, Leyline of the Void, God bless you. If anyone wants a cookie for doing their homework, you should go look up the Mono Red Storm decks and tell me if they play sideboard hate for the 3rd game. One gig of memory. Yeah, my VM cries if I don't give it 8 gigs of RAM, just for reference. We're in fact performing a service. I don't know. It uses the donation button. That's why we call it the donation queue, to not confuse people. 1 Tormod's Crypt, sweet. I'm gonna not go into the Hive Mind plan then. There's my Dread Return from Underworld Cerberus. Cabal Therapy, name Abandon Hope. It's right here at the top of the list too, which is just super convenient. Look at this garbage hand. Just doesn't do anything. God bless you. Pitch this. Pitch this. Find this Wild Cantor that's in here somewhere. I am the super shill Q, right? Come on now, there's a dancing monkey. There's a dancing monkey on the donation description page. I was honest with myself. The democracy Q, right? Alright. Easy life. If there's one thing that playing this deck has taught me, it's that making 4 mana for this combo is way easier than making 7 mana for Goblin Charbelcher. Things that are certainly true. No creature in our opener. That's sad. Plenty of mana with a starter, but no spy, so we're taking mulligan here. We got 1 redraw, but that's not good enough. It's actually not even a redraw, right? Because we can only make black mana. This is on the draw with a scry, so I'm going to keep. Bottom that. We're on the draw with the scry, and we have 2 redraws on top of more than enough mana, so I'm going to keep this and hope for the best. Our chances of comboing on 5 and 4 get much lower, so I think keeping a hand that has, we get, what, 4 looks here? Oh no, are we dead? We can get turn 1s. Alright, buckle up, chat. This is so unfair. Our opponent's turn 1ing us. Ancient Tomb's probably pretty important. Like, makes an extra mana, basically. Cast Simian Spirit Guide, pass. Alright, 1 swing and a miss. Alright, so we have some time. Never mind, hit it. God, I'm so fucking good at this game. We just, like, take a moment and appreciate how good I am at Magic the Gathering. Just, I hope everyone out there appreciates how great I am. Everyone out there appreciates how great I am at this game. Sacrifice this one. Yep, this is my deck. My deck is amazing. Don't you want to look at my deck and see how amazing it is, opponent? Now it's my turn to do things. So smart and thin. Just the smartest, thinnest Oops All Spells player in this league right now. That's why when this deck goes off, oh boy, does it go off. I can't tell if Magic Online's lagging or if they're conceding. Alright, they're conceding. Alright. While I restart Magic Online, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a TCG player and content producer. We're hanging out playing some Oops All Spells and Legacy to close out the night. One of our donation deck lists for the evening. If you're enjoying what you see, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, helps the people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see, please consider subscribing on Twitch, as many very generous people have done tonight. I'm able to be here and do this as often as I do because of my subscribers, and I'm very grateful to all of them. I'm also grateful for my sponsors. You can support my content by buying things like MTGO cards from MTGOtraders.com. Using code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you can save 8% on your singles orders there with them. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. They do custom playmats, mouse pads, sleeves, binders. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of custom artwork that they have on their website. Hey, Hellboy NPLS with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you, and welcome. I appreciate you sending your Amazon Fun money this way this month. And finally, SpareDeck.com, they offer a unique service. They will rent you any physical, standard, or modern deck. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month with them. At any rate, we are 1-1 in this league with this Oops All Spells deck. if this is your first time watching the Oops All Spells deck and you think it's a riot like I do, if you check out my YouTube channel that's linked in the stream information below, there's 2 or 3 other leagues at this point on the YouTube channel. I think this deck's a blast. You can check that out. Did I hear you play MTGO on Linux? Kind of. My MTGO is running inside of a Windows 7 VM running through VMware, but I am streaming from a Linux computer. OBS is running natively on Linux. Hex runs natively on Linux, so when I stream from Hex, Hex has a native Linux client. So that's nice, but Magic Online barely runs on Windows, so no, it does not run on Linux through Wine or anything like that. Why does Caleb D have so many viewers? I don't find him that entertaining. Isn't terrible, but isn't amazing. I mean, like, Caleb's just like, he's a quality Magic player who is consistent and has a schedule and just like streamed every day for a year, right? And he's reasonably entertaining. Like, it's difficult to be too entertaining while playing a card game, right? Like, these are not like action-packed, exciting things. As someone who does a ton of Linux stuff, it does not work through Wine. Just 10 out of 10 does not. What does this hand do? This hand actually can't get there. It's actually only 1 mana off because this gets Spirit Guide, this gets Cantor, and then we have 2 more mana. But we actually need our Cabal Therapies, and we have to put both of these in the bin. So we need to mulligan this one because we can't have 2 of our 3 pieces in our hand. This hand does not have mana or a guy. This hand needs a starter, but other than that, actually, it just needs 1 more piece of fast mana, right? Or a starter. Bottom that. We're on the draw with the Scry. I can't really stand most other streamers now. Can you summarize why a person would choose an OS like Linux that isn't supported by a lot of mainstream software? Well, if you need mainstream software, you shouldn't use Linux is what it comes down to. But like what most people do on the computer, like what most non-gamers do on the computer is just like the same as for everyone else, right? So like for most people, like for probably upwards of 70 or even 80% of the people that exist in the world, the computer is just a way to open Chrome or Firefox and browse the internet. And Linux, just like every major operating system, does that very efficiently. And you don't have to worry about most viruses and stuff like that because Linux has a small market share, so it's just not a target for things like that. I contribute to a number of open source projects and do software development in Python, and setting up a development environment is easier using a Linux system as opposed to a Windows system. It's actually the specific graphic cards that support GPU pass-through in VMware is like really low. It's a complicated process. All right, well, hopefully we hit a piece of mana and they don't have any interaction here. It's really unfortunate. It just like didn't leave Deathrite Shaman up, so we could have gotten them there, but we just like drew running bricks. I'm just gonna run it back on the play here. I'm just gonna run it back on the play because like we mulliganed to 5 and scryed bottom, so we could very, very realistically just be like any deck that was looking for 1 land. 4 out of 8, great rate. We scryed 1 to the bottom too, Zach, so we saw 5 out of 8 that game. Is someone trying to learn Python in their spare time? Are there any tricks to helping them learn the process? It depends on what type of learner you are. I'm someone that always learns best by doing. So like the best way I taught myself to learn Python was I found, what does this hand do? Yeah, this hand's lethal, right? Pretty sure this hand's lethal. I found a project that I was interested in doing, and then if surgical extraction, can we beat a surgical extraction? Do I have enough mana for this Cabal Therapy? It's a good question. They know what we're doing. They probably were watching the stream. Yeah, I have enough mana to beat that, right? I have 1, 3, 4, 5. Sweet. They're dead through this surgical extraction. God bless you, Gitaxian Probe. You wonderful magic card that almost certainly adds value to the format and doesn't deserve to be banned. Sorry, Python. The best way to learn a programming language, at least in my perspective, how I learn, is that just find a task you're looking to do and then do it in Python. Like, find something practical that you'll do. Why was Gitaxian Probe was printed for the same reason Mental Misstep was printed? People have this like novel idea that Wizards of the Coast is really good at designing TCGs and formats, and like the actual answer is that they just fuck up a lot. And that's fine, but you should ban your mistakes after you print them, Wizards of the Coast. Ban Deathrite Shaman, ban Gitaxian Probe. They are miserable magic cards that are one, Probe is just miserable because it takes an interesting aspect out of the game for very low cost, and Deathrite Shaman is just way too good. Good guy opponent just concedes. Now we can name Abandoned Hope twice. Alright, so they know what's up. So that means the Hive Mind package is coming in. They think they know what's up. You know nothing, opponent. You know nothing. 15 out, 15 in, submit. Yeah, Hex has been pretty good about fixing their mistakes. I hope they ban Lasgard's Vengeance and Immortal sometime soon. This hand has too many dicks on the dance floor. I guess it has 3, 4 pieces of mana plus. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. We need a Hive Mind, but this is fine. For those paying attention at home, look, Dwight, it's not my fault that I'm not likable. Okay, it is my fault that I'm not likable, but still, don't hate me. Alright, so they probably want to take Lotus Petal or Gitaxian Probe here. Someone at WotC gets fired, that's why R&D is terrible. I think we're like 3rd right now, right? We're like behind Caleb in the Grand Prix. Yeah, we number 3. Look at us. Bunch of people on Twitter keep asking, that's true. I think most of them are just like people that are like trolling WotC silently. Opponent just like deep in the tank, just like, why is there a Pact of the Titan in his deck? I don't understand. Where is the Pact of the Titan coming from? I think Lotus Petal's a good clean take there for them. What do you have, opponent? What's going on over there? Alright, you have a Brainstorm and no other interaction. Well, that's good for us. Strip a Hive Mind and some mana here, shall we? Do I put this into play? Yeah, probably not. I'll put it into play next turn if we brick again. If we don't, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we get a Hive Mind, we can almost cast it, right? Okay. Alright, so we need a Spoils of the Vault or a Hive Mind at this point to win the game. And that's why there's Spoils of the Vault in our deck, because they're redundant copies of Hive Mind, essentially. No, we have 8. We have a tutor. We have Spoils of the Vault. I'm gonna discard this Pact of the Titan. The current session is processing. Actually, maybe I just want to get rid of the Pact of Negation. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this extra Pact of Negation. The sound in the background is a dehumidifier that's drying out my basement. We had add some water damage. Force, Fluster, Colligan's Command. Alright, we're probably not winning. All these fun redraws, though. I mean, you're welcome to find another channel. Believe it or not, ensuring there's no mold in my basement is more important than you being here. Please be offended by that. Yeah, we went to go rent one, Matman. We ended up renting one for the day. I believe we have died here. I hope I'm not going to have to run it for the week. We're supposed to do Bash coverage, or Immortal Championship coverage in my basement tomorrow. It feels like it's mostly dried out already. It's no longer squishy when I step on it, but I'm just letting it run overnight for just to be sure. All right, let's just move on with our lives here. Yeah, it was not happening anytime soon. Miss the children screaming in the background, right? The person that was asking about the Tron video, it looks like it's done processing. I'm gonna hit publish here in a second. If you would prefer to watch Tron stuff instead of this, it'll go up on the YouTube channel here momentarily. Although I'm not sure why. Wannabe Beetle! Been here a bit longer than 2 months, but it seems for getting your Prime sub resets out. Well, thank you for the continued support for however many months you've been here. The Twitch refuses to count. Welcome, welcome, welcome back for whatever number you've been here for. But this is funnier. Get that, just classic YouTube demonetizing my random videos. Dear YouTube, I promise you can monetize this. There's no lands in the deck, so you don't need lands to kill your opponent. Lands get in the way of burying our entire deck with Balustrade Spy and Undercity Informer, which then lets us combo kill our opponent with Legacy Staple Underworld Cerberus. This is Oops All Spells. It's one of the danker memes Legacy has to offer. It's truly excellent. I can try and explain the combo and the time it takes for this to pop, but it takes a little while, so we might get interrupted midway with the match starting. So what you do is, you generate 4 mana, and you cast Balustrade Spy or Undercity Informer, which mills your entire deck over. The deck, being buried like that, flips Narcomoebas into play. Then you sacrifice your Narcomoebas to bring Underworld Cerberus back into play. Then you sacrifice Underworld Cerberus to Cabal Therapy, naming Abandon Hope. And then Underworld Cerberus returns these Spirit Guides for mana, this Wild Cantor to filter your mana, this Laboratory Maniac, and these Street Wraiths to our hand. Then we use Spirit Guides plus Wild Cantor to cast Laboratory Maniac, and then while Laboratory Maniac's in play, we cycle Street Wraith and win the game. You just do all that in the first turn of the game before your opponent plays any magic. It's quite fantastic. Hopefully that's what's about to happen here. Win the die roll is the best piece of advice. Let's see if we can do that. Yep, it's a good start. This hand does not have our creature in it that we need. This hand does not have the creature in it that we need. It's a good comment for everyone. Because I don't steal music while we stream, all of my streams get archived on my YouTube channel, so you can definitely check that out. Find tons more videos with this deck and lots of other sweet legacy and modern things. This is a mulligan. I don't think you keep speculative cycle hands until you hit like 5. This is a speculative cycle hand for sure. I'm gonna bottom a Chrome Mox. Depends on what you mean by tiered. Depends on what you mean by tiered. It's an Undercity Informer. So my opponent's hand doesn't do anything, so I think I'm actually just going to pass the turn here. And this gives us one more draw towards a mana. Any Hex tonight? No, we're just going to finish this league up and then be done for the evening. If you're a Hex fan, though, tomorrow, myself, Mapamonte, and Andrew, or Mike Klutz, Andrew in game, we're going to be casting the Immortal Championship for Hex Primal. It's a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. Kicks off a little after 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Mana, please. That's not mana. All right, we need to hit 2 pieces of mana and 2 draws here. We have to go for this now because otherwise the Deathrite Shaman can just eat our thing. Black, red. Nope, we're dead. Guess we get it exactly. Dark Ritual. And we're going to lose next turn because we can't pay for the Summoner's Pact. So I need to hit mana there. And then we would have killed them on a Moldify, which would have been sweet. Nope. Brick. Redraw. God, we were not getting there. Why did the Nerd Rage event coverage fall through? It just wasn't going to be worth the money for the time investment. Like, I was looking at, like, all the travel I was going to have to do, and just, like, doing coverage of paper tournaments is so terrible compared to doing digital streaming like this. Like, doing commentary for a paper event like that, I have to invest like an entire day plus the evening before to travel a lot of the time. And like, if I just take that like 12 or 18 hours or whatever it is and invest it into streaming here, like I'd much easier grow what I have going on here while also producing a better content, right? Like, it's hard to follow Paper Magic. Even well-produced paper coverage that's like a lot of effort to produce is worse than just constantly being able to play matches on Magic Online. At least as a viewer, that's how I feel. And like, based on the feedback from people that I've watched, that have like watched my stuff, there's a reason why like we stopped doing paper Magic here, right? I just feel like from the long-term perspective, I'd be better served like investing that energy growing my channel here as opposed to like trying to stand up and build this new paper Magic thing when I really don't think paper Magic is just like a good medium in comparison. And yes, I'm super excited to do digital coverage tomorrow. Working with the Hex client for doing coverage is so fantastic. It's so fantastic. And like, it's nothing personal towards Nerd Rage and those guys. Those guys are great. They're fantastic people. It's just, you know, I'm opted to end up being selfish as opposed to helping them grow their thing, which is definitely selfish, but you know, they're a for-profit business too, so gotta do what's right for me and the family. Am I normally on this late? On the weekends I am. So because I'm doing Hex coverage tomorrow, my normal Sunday night Magic stream is not going to be happening tomorrow night because I don't want to do a 12-hour stream tomorrow. We have like probably 6 or 7 hours of Hex coverage that we're doing starting at 11 a.m. So that's going to be my stream slot for tomorrow. So I decided to pop on tonight and do a little bit of Magic stuff tonight so I could split it up a bit. Yeah, that sounds great, right? I think I can even... Do I have 5 mana? This is 1. Black is... No, I don't have 5. I could cycle this and possibly have 5. Hex coverage on this channel or another, I'll host it on this channel for sure. I believe it's going to be, I have to double check. I'm so terrible. I should know this. It's the night before. I believe it's going to be on twitch.tv/hexprimal is my sponsor for my stream is the one that runs the Immortal Championship tournament. I think we're not playing this deck to not go for it, right? This is my deck. My deck is amazing. Can this list beat Force? Yeah, we beat Force tonight, actually. We have Pact of Negations and Cabal Therapies in our deck. Can and have beaten Force. Dread Return. Where's the meme master, Underworld Cerberus himself? Opponent's playing some kind of bug Nick Fit deck, it looks like. Team Abandon Hope here. Graduated. Nice. Congrats. Any Yobs lined up? Look at all these fair interactive cards they kept. Bluster Storms, Cabal Therapies. That's cute that they kept those on the draw. Thinking that they were going to get a turn. So adorable. Thought you were going to get a turn. Magic's about you watching me masturbate vigorously, opponent. That's not about you getting turns. Come on now. I guess I'll give you a turn in this next one. So I hate boarding into the sideboard plan. I don't know if this is better than the Belcher. I think this might be worse than belching. I don't know. The fact that spoils in the Belcher plan can spoils for LED or Belcher is pretty good. It definitely plays leagues quickly. I don't know if our win rate's high enough to turn it into actual money. His hand has mana but doesn't do anything, right? It actually doesn't even make mana. It makes like 3. We won the game. What just happened? Our opponent died. Didn't you see? Well, I guess our opponent did technically die. Laboratory Maniac said we won the game. I mean, like, my opponent got to say choose to keep their opening hand. That was something. Yeah, I think the Belcher might be easier to get to. I agree. Seems terrible. Got 3 of these shitters. We don't want 3 of these shitters. Demonetized. Must show more for Hoaglandia. No, not my YouTube pennies. Come back. Oh god. Oh god. All right. Need a Lotus Petal. God, Chrome Mox almost does it, doesn't it? Alright, yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna give him 2 turns. I'm gonna play Deathrite Shaman, I'll concede. It's a cantrip, God bless. I'm running for treasurer in Hoaglandia. Black card. We actually can't win the game anymore, right? We drew 2 Narcomoebas. This deck's such a meme. This deck's such a meme. Oh, we run so bad when we mulled a 4. Alright, folks, we're gonna try one more here. Actually, we're dead. We're dead in this league, right? Am I done? I'm kind of tired. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate it. We had a ton of very generous bit cheerers tonight. Thank you all for helping me do what I do here. Y'all make the memes possible. Normally, scrubbing a league like this would cost me 12 of my own dollars, but by the power of the internet, we have memed together and spread that cost out among many. So thank you and have a good evening. Remember, if you're a Hexer, I'll be live with Hex coverage tomorrow, about 13 hours from now. So peace, folks. Have a good night. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out.